just real quickly, we're going to take a minute to introduce ourselves because we're going to be together all day, and we'll be in the van. And let's just start with you. Where are you from? From Ireland. We haven't had anybody from Ireland in a while. I'm not exactly sure because it's not always here. In fact, I haven't seen it here in a good while. Wasn't here last week, was it?
No, it's been back a month ago.
Because they're just prototypes. They're working on the real thing that they haven't completed. For every hour they're going to spend in space, they spend 6 hours here in the pool. And they prepare them to be neutrally buoyant, where when they let go of them, they won't sink to the bottom and they won't float to the top. If you notice, these are weight bags. And in the pool, it helps keep them in one spot. This is a pretty good example of the astronaut being neutrally buoyant. He doesn't sink and he doesn't float, and he's ready for the day. They also like to have a little tilt to him, and he's perfectly ready to get started for his training. The spacesuit is a real suit. The backpack is not. It represents what a backpack would look like. This is their lifeline, this tether here. That provides their oxygen and everything that they need. Now, they will stay in the pool when they get in, or with them for 2 hours, and then another group comes, takes their place, and stays with them. So they'll fluctuate every 2 hours, but the astronauts stay there until their mission's done for the day. Our pool that they're going to work with in space as well. In the pool, everything is done on the outside. They do not go inside any of this equipment for training. Everything is exterior for doing a spacewalk or an EVA, extravehicular activity. In NASA's terms means spacewalk. So when they're outside doing a spacewalk, this is what they're doing. And when the astronauts come here in the morning, they get their suit on. Their suit can weigh up to 300 pounds. And they have to have assistance for it. In space, it doesn't weigh anything at all. But they'll have some help getting their suit on. And then they lower them into the pool. You see these cranes? It has a platform on it, and they'll lower it into the pool. Now the platforms aren't there, but you can see it swings out, and the astronauts are lowered into the water. No cannonballs off the side of the pool. You feel like you're the Michelin Man. I mean, your suit is pressurized, and it works against you in the pool because your arms are wanting to lift up, and so you'll get a sense of fighting your suit for a while, but it's still as close to what you're going to be doing in space. If you notice, when we can't from here, scoot down this way, see if we can see it. Feet of little tiny tubes that go all over the astronaut's body. The purpose is to keep the astronaut cool. Their suit has an environment. It's not like the scuba divers. And what they found out early on with your spacesuit is that you could perspire and sweat. But you're completely sealed in, and what happens? You fog up the inside of your mask and you can't wipe it. So they had to come up with a way to keep the astronaut out. Even the Apollo astronauts said at the end of the day, when they got back inside and took their suit off, their fingers were raw because they were trying to hold an instrument, and you're working against the pressure of the suit, and it was just almost impossible at the end of the day to even move your hand. It got so bad. So they came up with a new suit design. SpaceX is what we're going to talk about.